Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. The next Dokkan Fest has been confirmed and revealed. We are going to be getting a Dokkan Fest Buuhan. So after all this time, we're finally getting a standalone new Buuhan. Does also have a domain. I'm seeing a lot of people still call for Kid Buu. Dokkan, you're playing a risky game. I'm looking forward to see what he does, you know, because he can be run with units like Easy A Buu tanks, Int Buu. There's also Super Easy A Kid Buu. There's Easy A Exchange Buu. And then he can also be run on categories that involve Broly's, etc. There's a ton of good units to be run around this unit, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing what he can do. Starting off with his lead, Power Absorption or Transformation Boost, gain the key +3. HP and attack and defense plus 170, plus an additional HP attack and defense plus 30% for characters that also belong to artificial life forms or uncontrollable power. So with transformation boost and uncontrollable power, you're mainly looking at Broly's. There's probably a few other units that I'm missing off the top of my head, but the main unit that comes to mind, same way he screams Kakarot, is screaming in my head, Broly. So already a big fan of that. More Buu units are going to be able to take advantage of that 200% lead as well. So it's very similar to Broly's lead slash Int Buu's lead with like some minor differences, which I'm completely here for because they're very good categories. He will start the turn with key +2, attack and defense plus 200%. Guaranteed guard, which is good. Then an additional attack and defense plus 58% when attacking. Then an additional attack and defense plus 100% and a 50% chance to crit for 6 turns from the start of battle, which is almost the majority of the fight, so you have that for a good length of time. He also has a 50% chance to dodge on top of guard, is really nice, a lot of utility, and launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack starting from the 7th turn from the start of battle. Now, it's not near the end, it's getting towards the end. It's kind of nearing the edge of you getting on a bit in the fight. But still, it's okay. It's okay. To get the additional, the 7th turn is okay-ish. As I said, you're getting towards near the end or getting on a bit in the fight. He'll then gain an additional attack and a chance to crit plus 50% and extreme class allies key +2 and attack and defense plus 50% when there is another power absorption or transformation boost category ally attacking in the same turn. So he also has support. Now think about the types of units you can run around him. And him also running support, especially dual lead Buuhans as well, with like a Super Easy A Kid Buu in slot 3, along with like an Int LR Broly's domain active for like the first 3 turns, then say his, depending on the conditions. We'll see if they overlap, but Broly's is always a very short domain regardless. But that support is nice. Very nice, and 50% chance to crit. That's a ton of crit chance. I'm liking that a lot. And naturally, you're going to have a power absorption or transformation boost category unit attacking in the same turn anyway. So you're bound to pretty much getting that guaranteed. His link skills are Margin, Big Bad Bosses, Metamorphosis, Shocking Speed, Fear and Faith, Wall Standing Tall, Fierce Battle. Of course, pretty much going to link perfectly to Easy A Fizz Buu tank, especially once he transforms. We were up to here. The more HP remaining when the character receives an attack for the first time in a turn, the greater the additional defense boost received within the turn, up to 150. That's also not bad, just because naturally on his team, you're going to have a ton of healers. You're going to have all of the other Buu units. In LR Broly, all of that adding, or all of that healing, sorry, adds up. So gaining the more HP to get the higher the defense boost will probably happen more often than not, and fairly consistently. His active skill is Body Absorption. This can be activated when all allies attacking in the same turn, or Power Absorption category characters, or starting from the 6th turn from the start of battle. This again should be fairly easy to do with the units you run with him. And then 6th turn is, it's alright. It's alright. And he'll create the domain inside Margin Buu and transfers the character's consciousness inward for 3 turns. Buuhan also goes on Power Absorption, Transformation Boost, Artificial Lifeforms, Uncontrollable Power, Margin Buu Saga, Final Trump Card, Margin Power, Sworn Enemies, Worldwide Chaos, and Demonic Power. On Super Attack, will greatly raise attack and defense by 50% for 1 turn, cause immense damage to the enemy, And then when his domain pops, power absorption or transformation boost category enemies and allies attack and defense plus 15%, and Margin Buu Saga category enemies and allies attack and defense plus 15%. That also means when you use his domain, whether on his category or not, units like Tech Ultimate Gohan can benefit from this, Vegito can benefit from this, Easy 8 Int Gotenks can benefit from this, on top of all the other Buu units, and then also units like Broly just benefiting from the transformation boost portion here. But Buu units, they're eating good with the extra 30% attack and defense. I really like the Buuhan portion of this kit a hell of a lot. He looks very, very good, especially with the units you can run him with. Not to mention, you can use his domain pretty much instantly if you have a power absorption category unit attacking in the same turn, which you're bound to have, just naturally with the team build you're going to go for and the units that you're going to surround Buuhan with. So technically, in a sense, does his domain overlap within LR Broly's? Yes, but that is because you can essentially have them both active turn 1 if you have the right category unit next to him or a full rotation of said category units. So I'm a fan of it. I'm a big fan of it, and especially of how quickly you can get the domain up. But now we have the Super Buu portion after the domain is active. You'll start the turn with Ki plus 6, attack and defense plus 300%. Gain an additional attack plus 100% when attacking. Reduces damage received by 70%. Changes AGL key spheres to tech key spheres. Will gain an additional 40% defense when receiving an attack. And chance to crit plus 5% per key sphere obtained. Launch an additional super attack with 3 or more key spheres obtained. And then launch another additional super, where are we? Here, with 6 or more key spheres obtained. And launch another additional super which is guaranteed when there is a fuse fire category enemy, and recover 30% HP at the end of turn. Now, one thing I will say, it does look like Super Buu loses out on a lot the Buuhan started with. For example, just the standard crit chance, you now have to get key spheres to get. You miss out on the guard, but he does have 70% damage reduction, which is still very good. That's a ton of damage reduction. You miss out on the support, and you miss out on the dodge. But then again, 70% damage reduction with these stats, it's a lot. It's a lot. But he does seem to miss out on a lot that Buuhan was having to offer. Not to mention, there's only one difficult enemy current in the game who's a fuse fighter enemy in Memorable Battle Gogeta Blue. Oh no, sorry, Super Gogeta. To be fair, there is Supreme Magnificent Battle Gogeta Blue who you can sometimes test units out against. So I guess there's like 2, 1.5 if you will. That does only guarantee him a guaranteed additional. I say only, it would be nice to have it. And then more HP recovery on top of all the other Buu units, and even in LR Broly who can give you HP recovery as well. Then on super attack, Super Buu massive raised attack by 100%, cause immense damage with a high chance to either seal or stun. For some reason we don't have the little tag bit that shows what the SA effect actually is. But it's either a 50% chance to stun or seal, which regardless, you can't utilize in the majority of content currently in the game. Overall, I quite like Buuhan quite a lot. I'm actually very tempted to summon for him just because I like his kit and I very much like who he can be ran with. Also, the potential for Easy A's, they're kind of there. Super Easy A Int Buuhan is definitely in potential for this celebration, which big fan if they end up Easy A'ing him or Super Easy A'ing him. That would be sick. But moving on, we do have the sidebanner unit who is a Grand Supreme Kai. And starting on the turn, he will have Ki plus 1 up to 4 and attack and defense plus 50% up to 200% per superclass ally self-excluded on the team. He'll then gain an additional attack and defense plus 200% when attacking. Then gain an additional defense plus 100% within the same turn after receiving an attack. Has a 50% chance to guard. Don't like chances, but I guess it's there. Will guard all attacks and launch an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack when there's another Margin Buu Saga category ally attacking in the same turn, which actually isn't too difficult to do. Tech Ultimate Gohan, Strength Vegito, so at least you can actually get his guaranteed guard. Margin Buu Saga or Potara category allies Ki plus 1, attack and defense plus 40%, plus an additional Ki plus 1 and attack and defense plus 20% for characters who also belong to the Realm of Gods category. Then will gain an additional attack plus 200%. And perform a crit when there is a margin power category enemy. Now, if we don't get any new content that does involve margin power category enemies, aside from Red Zone Kid Buu currently, then that's only going to go so far. However, for a sidebanner unit, quite solid. Quite solid. I'm not gonna lie, if I pulled him and a bunch of dupes, I'll probably just give him a ton of dodge to go with that guard he does have. Link skills, Master of Magic, Cold Judgment, More Than Meets the Eye, Telekinesis, Godly Power, Supreme Power, and also Fierce Battle. He does go on Margin Boo Saga, Realm of Gods, Patara, Storied Figures, and on Super Attack will greatly raise attack and defense by 50% for one turn, cause supreme damage to the enemy, and seals Super Attack. Okay, let's see what these animations are saying. We'll get the Sidebanner unit out of the way first. Which, I mean, for a Sidebanner unit, Grand Supreme Kai is actually quite solid. He's quite alright. Why do the ghosts look so good? The ghosts look so detailed, or is that just me? I'm here for that. I'm here for a ghost super kamikaze attack. Oh, the chest is out. Free the nip and that. That looks good. Yo, that looks sick. I like that a lot. They made, was it the consciousness of Super Boo look dope. Yo, the super attacks felt quite short, especially on Buuhan, but I'm not gonna lie, they made the consciousness part look sick. I'm a big fan of that. I mean, overall, I'm a big fan of Buuhan's kit. He looks very, very solid. I don't think he's insane or anything, but looks very, very solid. I like the units he can run with. His domain's very good. Benefits Tech Ultimate Gohan and Super Vegito as well, on top of all the Buu units. We have a potential with a Super Easy A Buuhan coming, so fingers crossed for that. Still no Kid Buu. Could we see a Carnival or Super Vegito very, very soon? Maybe. I hope so. Standalone Super Vegito. We haven't had one in a hot minute. So I'm completely here for that. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know if you're going to be summoning. He should be out in a couple days' time. Still waiting on LR Jiren. But I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Have a great day. And post.